Distinguished guests, dear friends, on behalf of the Iranian Women's Resistance, and especially NCRI Women's Committee, and the organizers of this conference, I welcome all of you and thank you for joining us to celebrate International Women's Day. For our resistance movement, marking International Women's Day is not just holding an important global occasion. Rather, it is a deep roots in our belief in the issue of the women and equality movement. Moreover, in the struggle against the misogynist regime ruling Iran, women are the force of change. For our movement, the issue of women has never been just a slogan or an idea. For the last 4 decades, the issue of women and the equality movement has been the primary issue on the road to liberate Iran from the ruling of religious fascism. In this regard, the structure of the People's Mojahedin Organization of Iran, the key component of the National Council of Resistance, underwent a fundamental change, where a woman assumed its leadership with all the difficulties and hardships about which you are fully aware. Not least because even in democratic countries and on the global scale, we see that the issue of women's leadership and gender parity have not yet been resolved and not borne fruit. Many of you who have attended last year's conference on International Women's Day recall Mrs. Maryam Rajavi's speech in which she said the following about the imperative and importance of women in leadership, and I quote, "Shattering the spell of inequality is impossible without a significant leap forward. This leap involves the ascendancy of women, which held particular significance in our battle against misogynistic dictatorship, and proved women's active and equitable involvement in political leadership and other authoritative roles as indispensable." She continues, and I quote, "But what does the hegemony of women entail? Is it about sharing power with men? No, it's not. It represents an emancipatory development. Women's leadership goes beyond attaining managerial roles or sharing in a male-dominated power dynamics. Instead, it aims to redefine the nature of power itself." End of the quote. Indeed, the struggle of Iranian women, especially within the resistance movement, has never been merely about the rights of women. While it began with the issue of women and equality, men and women in the ranks of our resistance pursue a struggle to overthrow the ruling regime and establish democracy in Iran. This has been entirely due to Mrs. Rajavi's enormous effort and the tremendous price she has paid, as well as her teachings. On International Women's Day, we praise all the sacrifices by women to pave the way for equality and freedom across the globe. We know that with all the progress already made, we, women, can and must continue our efforts until we achieve the ultimate outcome, because we are fully aware that freedom will not be presented to us in a silver platter. We must persevere in this path. In conclusion, allow me to laud all those struggling for freedom, especially Iran rebellious women in the ranks of the resistance units, and women political prisoners suffering in the ruling theocracy prisons. I salute my sisters in Ashraf 3, the 1,000 women who are The 1,000 women who are inspiration to Iranian women and girls who have arisen and defied the misogynist regime in the streets, on the university campuses, and in the workplace. I again thank you all for joining us in the conference, and with a salutation to all women who are striving for freedom and equality, and with a faith in women, resistance, freedom. زن، مقاومت، آزادی. Thank you all.